Ralph Breaks the Internet. This is obviously the sequel to the Wreck-It Ralph movie. This is Wreck-It Ralph 2. It again stars John C. Reilly as Ralph, Sarah Silverman as Penelope, and it now adds in Gal Gadot and Alan Tudyk as the supporting cast. And basically, Ralph has to go into the internet to find a steering wheel to fix Penelope's game so she can stay in the arcade and, you know, live her life, basically. Now, this movie, you know, I was pumped for. I did like the first movie. I owned the first movie. I bought it because it was a really, really dope steelbook, and I was like, all right, I'm just going to take a blind pick at this movie. Loved it, really enjoyed it, and then went into this one with some hype, and it was good. This movie was actually pretty good. You know, living up to a lot because the first one was really, really good. A lot of people love that movie. Now, this movie is obviously the internet of the first one was video games. Now, I think that was kind of a big change for this movie and this franchise because the first one, a lot of people love because how, you know, video game prone it was. This is all about video games and arcade stuff and a really kind of a throwback, fun movie. They're completely going right with this one with a kind of same idea, but they're focusing on the internet. Now, the internet, I think, same to the first one, you have to be very invested with the internet. Like the first one, you have to be invested in video games to really, I think, maximize your enjoyment levels for this movie. But this movie kind of just was like, what if the Emoji Movie was good? Let's make that. Now, I liked the story. I think the story was fine. It was enjoyable. There was a lot of cool side quests that gave a lot of great references towards the internet, whether it was comments, whether it was characters, whatever it was a lot of fun. That was just a great part of this movie. Now, was it, as I think the reference is probably better in the first one because it's more specific, whereas the internet's such a large thing, so it was so much you can focus on. But I really did enjoy a lot of the story because it gave you so much to look at. But there was a lot going on at the same time. But I did like that aspect. It was kind of a basic story where they just implemented side quests to get to this single point, and then obviously they gave you the spin of it, but it was all about the characters. And in the end, the characters are Ralph and Penelope, and they continue to be great. They are, we know that. They're great characters, have a great relationship, and that was really tested in this movie, and that was a great part of this movie. I think that kind of the heart and soul of this movie is Ralph and Penelope, and we know that. Gal Gadot, I forget her name, Shank. She plays Shank. That was a fun kind of side bit as well. Alan Tudyk as Knowsmore was great. Taraji B. Henson as well does a side kind of bit where she's Yes, and she's kind of the whole. She's controls YouTube pretty much, to put it that way, but it's called BuzzTube on this, so let's you know, not say YouTube. They're probably not allowed to say that. But this movie was fine. This movie was a lot of fun. I think this is a fun, family, good time to watch. I think everyone can kind of get something out of it, whether you're younger and you don't really know as much about the internet when you're like 5 years old or whatever, or whether you're too old. I think it's got that kind of heart and soul of just being a fun animation movie, or you can get something out of it with all the references. I think this was just a clever movie, put in a lot of references, looked pretty damn good. The colours were there, the art was there. It was really nice to look at, had a fun score. It was, you know, the characters were really fun to look at, whether it was main characters or just characters that popped in for 2 seconds and you're like, that's pretty awesome. Whatever it may be, the voice acting was great. I think just, it felt like it needed something. It felt like it really needed something to push it through the edge for me. It didn't feel as good as the first one. I mean, that's a hard bar to set, but it just felt like, just give me something a little bit extra, and maybe it could have been one of the best movies of the year. It's been a really good year for animation, just from Incredibles 2 and Into the Spider-Verse already, so adding that to this list is obviously a good thing. But yeah, I'm going to give this movie, Ralph Breaks the Internet, Wreck-It Ralph 2, a B. Alright guys, thanks for watching my review. I got my top 10 lists for best movies of the year coming up very soon, as well as my Holmes and Watson reviews dropping tomorrow, and then the worst movies as well is going to be dropping hopefully all this week, so check out that. Keep subscribed, whatever you want to do. Kind of let me know what you thought of the movie. If you haven't seen this movie, whatever you want to talk about, I'm down. Like, subscribe, whatever, but of course, have a good one.